Hello everyone, welcome back to Rare Sunshine, and in today's video I'm doing another book theme video and I can't wait to do this. Just so you know, I got this idea from ChatGPT because I had no clue what video to make, and it's been 2 months. I know I'm super irregular with my videos and I only post like one every month or so, but I just I don't know, time just slips by, and I think that I'll post a video 1 week after I post one, but then it turns into a month and then 2 months, and then it's crazy. But today, from the title, you can already tell we are doing I judge books based on the first line, and all of these books are fairly popular. They're quite well known in the book talk or booktube thing, and I'm just going to show you which books they are first. And if you look at my bookshelf, I don't know if you can see it, but it looks a little bit weird because I took out all these books, but I have a really big pile here. Okay, so since it fell on the ground, I'll start with the first one, which is Shatter Me. And this book is really well known by a lot of people who love reading books. I'm gonna go solely based on the first line, even if I know what the story's about. And I don't know about a lot of readers out there, but what I tend to do is I actually search up the ending of a book. And it's not only with books, it's with shows and movies, K-dramas, C-dramas. I always search up the ending because I want it to be a good ending, and if it's not, I won't watch or read it. I'm just like that because I can't deal with sadness or a sad ending, especially of characters that are so amazing. I can't deal with it. Let's go ahead and read the first line. I've been locked up for 264 days. Now, for most of you who have read this book, or just from TikTok or Book Talk or YouTube in general, that line is no mystery to anyone. Everyone pretty much knows what it means or which book it's from, and I have heard this line many more times than I can count. Even though I haven't read the series yet, I'm just so intimidated. I know that there's not many pages, like it's a really thin book, but there's like 6 books minus the novellas, so it's a bit intimidating to read, but just wait and see for what we have next. So just from that line solely, I'd say that if I didn't know what this book was about and it's like the first book I'm ever reading, I'd say it's not the type of book that I like reading. Like, it doesn't sound like something I'd read, but I'd probably buy it because it just it hooks you in. Like, it's definitely not the most, how do I explain this? It's definitely not the most, it's definitely not a quote that hooks me in completely, but it's definitely up there. And yeah, I think I'd read it. Out of 10, I'll give it a 6. I don't think it's the best, but it's good. It's fine. It's just okay. Okay, for this next book, I have never heard anyone talk about it. It's called The Darkening, and I was just in the bookstore with someone, and I just decided that I'd pick up a book, and I didn't want to start a series. Like, I didn't want to start a new series, but then I don't know, I wanted something different. So I saw this book and I thought that the back is kind of interesting, the summary, so I decided to pick it up. But I have not seen or read the first line, and I don't think anyone, like, it's not a very famous book, popular book. I don't think it's on Book Talk or anything. Okay, so here it is. If nightmares had music, they'd sound like the storm. Okay, so, okay, I'm just gonna give my rating just out. Oh my god. I feel like I'm having a brain fog. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm going to rate it out of 10. I'm just gonna dive into the rating. A 7 out of 10, 7.5. The reason I'm giving it a 7.5 is because I feel like it kind of draws me in, but then I also get kind of confused, so it makes me want to reread it multiple times to kind of understand what it's saying. So yeah, I think it's a nice quote. I mean, a first line. I don't know why I keep on saying quote. It's a nice first line and it definitely draws me in. And just from reading that, I think I'd buy the book, even though I already bought it. But if I hadn't, I think I'd pick it up. The next book is The Serpent and the Wings of Night. And this book, it has, I believe it has mixed reviews on it. A lot of people either love it or they hate it. Just from what I know of it, I think it sounds super interesting. It's a duology, and I haven't read the first line yet. It's basically just about humans and vampires and all of that stuff. I believe it's a fantasy. I love fantasy books. Okay, so there's a prologue, so I'm gonna read the first line from the prologue and the first line from chapter 1 and basically summarize my review as that. I will say though that the text is it's crazy small, like it's really small, and even there's like almost 500 pages in this book and this text is tiny. That is absolutely crazy. Okay, so let's read it. This is the prologue. The king did not know then that his greatest love would also be his ruination, nor that either would come in the form of a tiny, helpless human child. I feel like, I don't really know, like, it doesn't really hook me. I'll do chapter 1 now. It started as practice, just a little game, a little exercise, something I needed to prove to myself. I wasn't sure when it had evolved into a sport, my shameful secret rebellion. I was expecting it to be a little bit higher, but I think I'm gonna give it a 5. Okay, a 5.9. I'm not gonna give it a 6 completely because I just feel like it's too long to kind of hook you in, and the words are, it's like Old English. I know it's not Old English, but it sounds really fancy and it's just kind of confusing and it's too long. So if I just read the first line, I'd probably still buy it, but I don't feel like hooked in, like, oh my god, I need to buy this book immediately, but it's nice. I don't really know what to say. Like, I don't know what to say about these books. Like, just from the first line, it's kind of hard to judge a book. Now, the next book, I don't know if I've talked about this book before, but it is absolutely my favorite book in the entire world. And I literally, like, I feel a connection to this book. And I actually gift it to people, like people who haven't tried reading before or like reading but haven't read this book. I always gift it to people, like whether it's family or whoever. And that is Once Upon a Broken Heart. This is the first romantasy series I ever picked up. I'll show you the first book that I ever read, like that got me into reading. But this book, just the way it's written, it's so beautifully written. And the story is absolutely amazing. It's so beautiful. I love all the characters except you know who. But even that character I still love. But yeah, this book, I can't even describe it in words how much I love it. Like, it holds such a special place in my heart. I finished this book in 2 days, and the second book in the series, which was my absolute favorite, I finished that in less than a day. Like, in only a few hours, I finished the complete thing. So I don't remember the first line, so I'm gonna go ahead and read it. The bell hanging outside the curiosity shop knew the human was trouble from the way he moved through the doors. Again, I just think it's a bit too confusing for me. Like, I like just simple, straightforward lines that completely hook you in and make you want to read more. But I love this book and I already know how it goes, but if I were to just read that line and decide if I pick it up, I'll give it a 6.3. I'm just doing random numbers here because I don't think it's the worst, but then I don't really think it's like a first line that's meant to hook you in. I think it's just like a first line of a book. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but don't let that stop you from buying any of these books. The first lines, read the back blurb and see if you like it, look at reviews or whatever you need to, because these books are absolutely amazing. This book is the only book that I've actually read, but I mean, out of these I've read 2 of them. Okay, this next book is the book I was just talking about. It's The Vampire Stalker. This book is the first ever book I read that made me fall in love with reading. But this book I found at my school library, and I was super hesitant to read it and pick it up, but I finished it in 1 day. It's not a long book, it's a super tiny book, really short, but it completely changed my life and it made me fall in love with reading. So this was the first book I ever read, and the second. So this holds a really special place in my heart, and I said I got it from my school library, but then I ordered it from Amazon after because I just needed to have it because I knew I'd reread it and whatever. This next book is crazy famous. I have recently become super interested in space and astronauts and everything. So when I found out that there was a book like that, I immediately grabbed it. I have not read it. I don't know what happens in it, but I'm just going to go ahead and read the first line. What's 2 plus 2? I'll just dive into the rating. I'm gonna give it a 6.9 because like what's 2 plus 2? Like it makes you want to continue reading to figure out why that's the first line and what that has to do with the story. But then also it's like it's the most simple question. What's 2 plus 2? I mean, if you have a different perspective on it, it might not be that simple. Okay, I'm just like, I don't know what I'm saying at this point. The next book is a very famous book talk book. You all should know it if you love reading. A Court of Thorns and Roses. Very famous book. Have not read it because the series intimidates me. Like, if any of you seen the book in person, one of the books is like 2 of these books combined. Like, it's a crazy amount of pages, like 800 or something. This is 400 pages. This is still crazy, but it's in a series of like, I don't know how many books, 6, 7, 8, I'm not sure, but it's super intimidating and I'm too scared to read it or start it. But let's go ahead with the first line. The forest had become a labyrinth of snow and ice. Okay, I don't know how to say that word. I see it all the time, but I'm not sure how to pronounce it. And I don't know what it means, but I give that a 4 because I don't find it that it hooks me in, and I don't want to like continue reading just from that line alone. But I don't know, I've heard amazing things about this book, so I'm definitely gonna give all of them a shot. But this line is just like, I don't know, it's just like, it's okay, it's fine. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, the last book has completely dominated all of book talk, and the last book in the series recently just came out a few days ago. It is Powerless, and again, I have not read this yet, but I have Powerless and Reckless. And if you want to start with a fantasy book, romance fantasy, or young adult, I'm not sure what this is, go ahead and read this book because I've heard really good things about it, and I love romance fantasies, so I'm excited to read it. This is also a really chunky book. It's around, it's 500 pages. So yeah, it's 500 pages. Like, you can tell it's really big. But let's go ahead and, I think it's a dual POV, I'm not sure. Thick, hot liquid runs down my arm. And then it just says blood. So I'm gonna go with my explanation first. I think that it's, for a first line, it definitely intrigues me and it makes me want to continue reading to see what they mean, like what's happening to the main character, like where is she, why is there blood on her arm. But I'm gonna give it a 7. Okay, maybe a 6.3 because it's okay, it's not that interesting. Honestly, I haven't really liked any of these first lines. I'd say out of all of them, the one that's hooked me in the most is Shatter Me, because it's just like I've been locked up for 264 or 65 days, and it really draws you in to continue reading. But then this one, yeah, I don't think I'm a fan of first lines for books. But yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. Anyways, that was the video. If any of you would like to start reading, or you haven't read before, or you want to find new books, I hope some of these books could have helped you based on the first lines. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!